When a team starts going to a player and asking for their advice with coaching decisions, with GM decisions, with player decisions, I would say that's when the team or the franchise is in trouble. You don't please a player that way and make them stay long term unless they're all about the money and not winning. You need to build a winning team around these players, especially the players that you are fortunate enough to draft that are franchise players. The second you start going and asking them basically to do a GM's job, to do a coach's job, you're just handing them the keys and they can do whatever they want. And who they want as a coach, who they want as a GM or as a teammate isn't necessarily best for the team and usually doesn't work out. And then that player that you've tried to please doing this leaves because you can't build a winning team. I see it constantly with the bottom half of the league in any sport. This is where they make their huge mistake, trying to please that one player to stay. If you want to please the player to stay, you build a winning team around him. You're paying the GM to, put a team together. You're paying the coach to coach the team. The coach is the leader of the team. If players stop listening to him, you lose everything that you're trying to build or that you've already built. That's when the teams start to fall apart, or they go, we need a new voice in the room, so we're going to get rid of the coach. He is the captain. The coach keeps everything together. I understand there's captains, assistant captains, this and that. Of course, they're absolutely important, but the coach is the head of everything. What he says goes. He makes the game plans. You need him to be the leader. And like I say, when you're fortunate enough to draft a franchise player, you need to have the brains of a GM and a good coach to be able to build around them. You also have to have a good owner that's going to let the GMs and coaches do their jobs. They need to be good at them, obviously, but that's why the top teams stay on the top.